Wow, what a great fight. Manny Pacquiao just pulled out the win there. Um, good performance by Pacquiao. I think he did what he could against a man who just wouldn't stand still and wouldn't fight. Uh, we got a classic underwhelming Broner that didn't throw punches. Kind of what I kind of what I expected would happen, but I would have liked a knockdown by Pacquiao. He almost had it in round 7, but it just didn't quite get to him. Uh, but I mean, great effort by Pacquiao to try to get him down. You could tell he was going for the knockout by, watching the first couple rounds. He was bouncing around trying to be energetic. I think that if he would have settled down a little bit earlier, he might have actually knocked him down, maybe once or twice, but it just didn't come to him tonight. And, he got the win, but could he go against guys like Spence, and guys like Mikey Garcia? That's very it's a far stretch. Broner is a great fighter, um, but he's not a natural welterweight. We have to remember that Spence is definitely a natural welterweight. He actually has to cut a decent amount to get to his weight, but Pacquiao is gonna be Pacquiao, and he's gonna want to fight whoever, whenever, and the best to get his legacy, um, to get his legacy in the books. He just wants to be the best, and you just gotta respect that. A lot of people don't give him enough credit for what he does, and give him enough credit for fighting people like Broner. Like, he's not fighting Kamikaze or whoever he fought. Mayweather fought in Japan. He's not fighting UFC fighters. He's fighting world class former champions that actually fight in the sport of boxing, who actually do prize fighting. And you just have to give the utmost respect for Pacquiao for always challenging himself and challenging the odds of age, challenging boxing. It's just great for the sport, and I think he's definitely helping the sport. I'm gonna try to find the interviews here for you guys. Hold on. But yeah, what a great fight for Pacquiao. Not very good for Broner. Hold up. I'm trying to find it for you guys. Because I think he called someone out, but I never got to see it. Um, oh, here we go. I think this is the post fight right here. And to be honest, I thought he dominated.
You're gonna cause some havoc.
I thought Pacquiao beat um Broner very convincingly. I thought even I'm gonna have to watch the Mikey Garcia versus Broner fight again, but in my opinion, I thought Pacquiao beat him more convincingly.
He landed the jab and said, okay, he responded to the thing. Adrian thought he could just sit back and counter.
But I really thought that he actually controlled him um, much more than a lot of other fighters did. Uh, but I'm trying to find the interview real quick. What was it? Let's see, what's it? But I mean, here's some highlights and stuff. Definitely a great fight. Um, I'm not gonna show any like real film because I don't want copyright or nothing. But basically, here's my scorecard. Now I didn't. I'm gonna rewatch this. I'm gonna drop another video doing a post review on the fight. Because I'd missed these two for some dumb reason, the stream stopped, so I had to go back and try to re-upload and all that, and it just kept stopping, so I missed these 2 rounds. But basically, I saw round 7 to be a 10-8 round because I honestly saw Broner get hurt pretty bad. He actually almost fell. I thought the ropes actually caught him. You know, they showed slow motion after. So I did score this 10-8. And basically, even if Broner won these 2 rounds, Pacquiao still would have won pretty decisively. Um, so yeah, it was definitely taking the school class thing, and this definitely was. It's sad to say, and almost relieving to say, that Broner's days in the pay-per-view, the second coming of Mayweather, those days are very close to being done. Based on this fight, I think that he had a very lackluster performance. He let down a lot of fans, let down a lot of people by not throwing enough punches again. And a lot of people say, you know, he has all the talent and all this. You can have all the talent in the world if you don't have the mindset to win, if you don't have the will to throw punches and take risks, you're not going to be one of the best. You're not going to be a world champion. You're not going to be a real champion. You might have a couple, you know, linear champions or whatever champions in your past, but when you go against the best, you buckle up and you fall short. And he fell way short tonight. And of course, Pacquiao schooled him. He looked a little bit aged, yes, but you got to give him the due for his just due, because even though Broner wasn't throwing that much, it's only because Pacquiao negated him from doing it. Even against people like Mikey Garcia and Sean Porter, he was still throwing back like every once in a while. Pacquiao completely confused him with his southpaw stance, and I also noticed another thing during the fight. Um, Broner was standing very wide-footed. I thought it was because I thought Broner was very nervous. Um, he was very nervous, and let me show you. Let me show you just a little bit right here about how like wide his wide his stance is. Hold up. Um, that's not a good one. Right there. Hold up. I'm gonna show you guys though. Even though no one's on the stream. Hopefully someone will hop on sometime. But yeah, his stance was very, very wide. Hold And the one thing I think Pacquiao should have done was sit down on his punches a little bit earlier in the rounds. I think I said that earlier, but he definitely, I think, would have got a knockdown or two if he really sat down his punches and did like what he was doing in the mid rounds. But here's a decent example. I'm trying to find a good one. But it seemed like Adrian Broner's stance was just way too wide. It seemed like he was trying to counter way too much. Like, you know what I mean? Like he was, if you watch the fight, you would understand what I'm saying. Like it seemed like he was waiting back, trying to land like that left hook or that like that right like he has, and he did land it once, like in round, I think it was like round 6 or 5, where he actually landed a little combo near the end of the round. It was round 4, I think. Yeah, that was the round I actually might have gaped. No, I think it was either round 4 or 5 where he landed that left hook. I was worried about that for Pacquiao, that Broner would land that, but I did think he would land it more consistently. And he does have a great left hook, Broner, but the thing is, he just was not. He didn't throw enough jabs and straights and combos to really finish him. So, you know, it shows the championship heart. The man has a chin. He's very hard to finish, but that doesn't mean you have heart. That doesn't mean you have balls. That doesn't mean you'll take risks. That doesn't mean that. That just means that you have a good chin and that you don't want to get embarrassed. There's a difference. You see, people get that confused. They say, well, he's this and he's that. He's got heart. No, he just doesn't want to get embarrassed. See, a person with heart would have came back and tried to fight in this fight instead of standing back and trying to counterpunch and trying to run away, run away, run away. And I don't even remember him throwing any punches in round 12. I mean, dang, some of the rounds he threw like three punches. I mean, it's pretty ridiculous. A champion doesn't fight like that, and he definitely did not deserve the win tonight. And if you think he won, then you need to get yourself a car and just drive over there and kiss his ass because there's no way he won this. Pacquiao took him to school, and the card said it. You know, unanimous decision. I mean, he almost got knocked down a couple of times, but you know, he definitely does have a good chin, and he's got decent defense, but not defense good enough to where you just stand back the whole time. Like I said, he was trying to be a bootleg Mayweather in this fight, and it showed. He was definitely a bootleg Mayweather. Not as quick, doesn't have the same reflexes, and doesn't know when to punch. Mayweather has the reflexes, knows when to punch. Even if he punches in spots, he knows where to punch, and he's very accurate. Broner was extremely inaccurate. And yeah, he almost got finished in round 7. He was staggered and going back. That's why I gave him a 10 round. But yeah, it is what it is. This I guess we're not gonna get a get an interview. Um, I really wanted to see the interview to see if Pacquiao was gonna call anybody out. Uh,
It's too late. If he can't change his boxing style,
Here we go. I found the interview, and I'm doing a review on this interview too, so you can't copyright that. Just to let you know. Let me see. Is there no sound? There we go. Let me hear what Pacquiao had to say real quick.
to the ring, and then we will fight. I'm Floyd Mayweather, co-promoter here this evening, in the house, watching it.
Hold up.
This is, you were so effective with that and controlling this fight.
But definitely, he boxed beautifully tonight, though. Yeah, I got to give him that. Pacquiao did. Of course, he wasn't the killer Pacquiao that we wanted to see, but he was the Pacquiao that was needed to get the win tonight. So, great performance by Emmanuel Pacquiao.
Seemingly from the outset with your jab. How do you feel that you were so effective with that
Let me
and
listen to this.
controlling this fight? I feel so happy because I did my best in the fight and also in training. Our strategy and techniques is we use a lot. We 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 did a lot in the training camp. So thank God for this victory. What do you think about the amount and ability that you had to throw so many punches at the age of 40?
What a great.
I'm so happy because God gave me this good health, this blessings. At the age of 40, I can still give my best. Although I want to be aggressive more, but my camp is my coach told me that do not be careless, just wait him, counter him, but aggressive, but do not careless. Why, when so many people thought that your career was possibly over, particularly after the Horn fight, have you been able to come back and be so efficient and so effective and perhaps even improve a little bit?
Yeah, definitely a great performance though by Pacquiao. At age 40, man, you guys got to remember, man, he's 40 years old, and he's been knocked out like cold, and he's also been knocked down a lot. So, what a great performance by a
When you
man
had
who's
opportunities in the
40,
7th round and in the 9th round with the
especially a
onslaught
man
and those rallies, did you
who's
feel
been
as
through
though you were
wars
going to
like
be
him.
able
You
at
got to
that
give
point
this fight to
to knock
him. He
Broner
had
out?
a
Yeah, I want to
great performance,
push
great
more,
boxing
but
school.
my
He took Broner to
trainer
school on
Buboy said
what
that
it takes to be a
don't make
champion,
early, just take time,
even at age
wait
40.
for him.
You
He'll come
gotta
through.
you gotta take
And that's what
risks
I
and
did.
you gotta take
So
chances, and that's
many
what he
give
did
you a couple
tonight.
of questions that you got
He
to get
didn't. I don't
relentlessly
think
for
he
the rest
got
of your
quite the
life, at
result he
least your
wanted,
boxing life. So let's
but you
start
know
with the
what?
first one.
He got the unanimous
Floyd
decision,
Mayweather,
and
co-promoter here
we'll
this
see who
evening
he's got
in
next.
the house,
Hold up.
watching and assessing you. Sometimes saying things during
This
the
is
fight.
them asking about Mayweather.
Will you fight him next? Do you want that fight?
You know, tell him, tell him to come back to the ring, and then we will fight. I'm willing to fight again to Floyd Mayweather. If he's willing to come back in boxing.
Floyd, you're staying out of the ring, but we got a camera there. Are you going to accept that challenge? A simple nod will do on the monitor. Yes or no, Floyd? No reaction? Well, I'm sure he will go through the business of it, and Money Mayweather will make that assessment.
Looks like no reaction from Floyd.
To Showtime and PBC and then Al Heyman for giving this big opportunity for us, especially to my fighters in the Philippines. So thank you. TGB, PB Promotion, PBC, and Mayweather Promotion, and Broner
What a
Promotion.
fight!
So
What a
I'm really
performance!
thankful for this team that they are very
Okay,
coordinated.
let me skip
Forward
to
to seeing you next time.
Broner.
Adrian?
Let's see what he had to say. Oh, sure.
Professionally, or we're not going to have an interview. You make the decision. What did you think about the fight?
I beat him. Everybody out there
I
know I
beat
beat
him.
him.
I don't think so,
Everybody
brother.
out there know I beat him. I controlled the fight. He was missing. I hit him clean more times. I beat him.
You averaged 8 punches. Less than 8 punches was the most punches that you had in the round.
Wow. 8 punches per round. That's pretty terrible.
So I already ain't got a fair shake talking to you, but let me talk something. Let me let y'all know. I want to thank the whole hood who came out here. I love y'all.
Oh man, that was
This is for
bad.
the hood. Y'all know I beat that boy.
That was a
I know I
bad
beat that boy.
performance, Broner.
What they trying to do is they trying to get that money again with Pacquiao and Floyd, but it's cool. I ain't worried about it. I'm still that nigga, man. I'm on top Cincinnati. Stand up. West side. 2-5.
You're 3-1 in your last 7 fights. What will you do next? Moro, you take it.
Oh man. I guess not. Man, this man's angry. And you see, this is why he's not a champion. He's a sore loser, and he doesn't face up to the fact that he didn't throw enough punches to win. And, you know, he deserved this loss. Maybe he'll get a wake-up call to say, he needs to leave the sport because he's doing boxing a bad favor by giving people a little bit of hope and, thinking that it might be a good fight. And then you got Broner who doesn't throw any punches and looks pretty bad against bad, pretty bad against good competition. But he had his run. Broner definitely had his run, but he just can't finish against the best of the best in the sport now. And I would not be surprised if he fights again, but I don't believe he needs to. Um, Keep fighting at 147. I think he needs to move back down to 135, 140, and I think he'd do great. They still got some beast in 140 and 135. Who knows? Maybe he can give a try at Lomachenko. Who can? You never know, man. At least Broner's trying to fight people. I gotta give him respect. Also, it's not just Pacquiao getting respect, but give Broner respect. He was a 3-1 underdog. He was expected to lose by most people's opinions, and he proved he proved a lot of people right tonight. Um, do I hope he gets better? Do I hope he can revive his career? Yes. Do I think that it's going to be at 147? No. There's just too many beasts at 147. A guy like Errol Spence would probably walk through him like hot. knife through butter. You know, it's just not gonna happen. Um, Now, stylistically, that's the case. Pacquiao, stylistically likes to throw a lot of combinations in and out. That's probably why he couldn't finish him because the worst guy a Broner could face is a guy who comes forward and just throws power shots and just doesn't, who just doesn't give a crap. That's why you see Maidana knock him down a couple times. That's why you seen, flashes of Maidana in this fight where he just landed body punches and all that. And Pacquiao's a decent body puncher. People like Errol Spence, even Crawford, Keith Thurman has a decent body shot. Danny Garcia has a good body shot. Who else? Sean Porter has a decent body shot. And he did decent against Sean Porter, but Sean Porter, Errol Spence is no Sean Porter. You know, Terrence Crawford is no Sean Porter. They land crisper punches, and they would take him to school. Especially Terrence Crawford versus Broner. I just don't see Broner being able to compete at 147. I think his power isn't quite the same at 147. I think he'd be much better at 140 or 135, or even a little bit higher than 135. He can fight in the uh, whatever. There's millions of weight classes, but he definitely needs to move down in weight. Maybe he'll someday be more active, but you never know. Uh, I'm gonna just continue this live stream though because I don't care and nobody's really hopping on, but I'm gonna just continue it. Hold up. Marlowe's. And shout out to Marlowe's Corner too. Go check them out. I'm checking them out right now. Oh man, looks like they're done doing a live stream. But yeah, go check out Marlowe's Corner real quick. Shout out to these guys. Shout out to them.
Wow, emotional, not good. Napoleon Armstrong, my man. What's up?
But yeah, let me hop off real quick. Peace and love, and check out my other channel too.
Family, I'm out.
Danilo's Journey. Go check that out. I try to drop content when I can. Life is life, and some people go through stuff, and I got all these things going on, and I'll try to drop more though. But yeah, S2HSP is Lee, and peace and love.